Hey guys, got another jump start for you this week. This week's verse is from Genesis chapter 1, going all the way back to the beginning. It's Genesis 1, verse 27. And it reads, "So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them." Now, at first glance, this may seem pretty basic, pretty standard for me to read for a jump start. You might not even think of this as being something that could profoundly impact your life. But there's a lot more to it than what we see. You see, God is creative, and this verse shows it right there. God has created man in his own image. And that doesn't mean that he's made us to look exactly like God, but he's used his likeness as a template. He's given us many of the things that he has himself. And that's very, very creative of him to put just a small bit of himself in us. I mean, think about some of the best artists you've ever known. Musicians, painters, architects. Think about some of the things they've created. And that's just a small, small portion of God's creativity. Also, this idea of being created in the image of God. If you look back to the ancient days where Israel's running around scared because they kept screwing things up, they were surrounded by countries like Babylon and the Philistines. And they would all have their own gods for their area. And a lot of them have idols, Dagon. Israel tried to create a golden calf so they'd have something to worship. The people believed that these gods didn't give the idol power in and of itself, but because it was made in the image of their God, that God would do things through that idol. Sometimes you'll see a movie or read a book that has someone's removed a statue from the ancient temple, and because they've done that, there's doom and gloom now for that person. They're going to die because they're cursed. I was watching Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, last week, and they had inadvertently removed some artifacts from a temple of Hera, and now people were dying as a result. So, we as the image of God, being made in the image of God, we are to believe then that God carries out his will and his choices through us, and he gives us the power to do what he asks. So think about that this week. Not just created by God, created in his image. Jumpstart your week.